from Gaza, while the Israeli occupation has said it will not end the war until Hamas is dismantled. And to shed more light on the situation in Gaza, we are joined over the phone by journalist Abdellatif Wahba. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, dear.
Thank you very much for joining us on Nile TV today. First of all, I would like to ask you, how do you weigh the latest developments in Gaza Strip amid today's Israeli strikes?
Yeah, according to what are declared until now, especially after the delegations and the negotiations in Doha in Qatar,
yes,
with the participant of the United States, Egypt, and Israel, and other factions from Palestine, it said that the crisis is in the edge of solving it, yes, especially after they accepted many items and many articles and many elements of President Biden's solutions that was in last year. As you see that they are still discussing some security points, yes, between the Palestinians and the Israelis. And also, on the other hand, with Egypt, according to the world news agencies, that there is a negotiations between Egypt and Israel concerning the security in south of Gaza.
Yes.
This means that maybe during the coming days they reach to a final draft of the peace process between the Palestinians and the Israelis at the same time.
Yeah.
And as you know that from time to time, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is still afraid from his rival in the cabinet itself, especially from the fundamentalists in his administration, because his coalitions in the cabinet itself, or allies and so on, may be divided, and maybe after reaching a settlement, or after reaching to the final draft, or they signed it, maybe his coalitions will be divided. And they can at the same time removed from the cabinet, or from as a prime minister and so on, and they can call for an early elections in Israel itself.
Okay. Mr. Wahba, U.S. and Arab mediators gave Hamas and the Israeli occupation military a final draft of a ceasefire deal. What's your take on this?
I think they are still exchanging the point of views, especially every partners or other parties have a draft from the deal, and can be discussed on the level of their government in Palestine, in Israel, and with also with the peace broker Egypt and Qatar at the same time. This is the main pillars. They are depending upon firstly withdrawal of the Israeli forces from Gaza, and also they are they want a sustainable ceasefire after the deal, and the exchange of detainees or kidnapped or prisoners and so on. And as you know that the Palestinians are insisting on releasing
their hostages.
Their hostages and also their prisoners, the old prisoners in Israeli prisons.
Yes. Mr. Wahba, Norway will host on Wednesday a Global Alliance meeting aiming to find a two-state solution to the Israelis and Palestinians. What's your expectations for this meeting?
I think what happened during a year and a half maybe the provocations for peace process and for establishing the Palestinian state, an independent Palestinian state beside Israel itself. And this is, of course, means a sustainable peace for the two people in Palestine and in Israel at the same time. And at the same time, as you know, that what happened also during the last period put the Palestinian issues on the service of the world attention, especially from the European, from the United States itself. And as you know that the European before October last year, they didn't take they are not committed, or they are not interested in the Palestinian issues. But now they reached to a logic result. Two independent states, Israel and Palestine.
Okay, how do you weigh Egypt's supportive stance, Mr. Abdellatif Wahba, towards the Palestinian cause?
Yeah, of course, Egypt supported the Palestinians. It's not the first or the only time, but as you know that we have a history between the two, between Egypt and the Palestinian. And Egypt adopted all the Palestinian issues in international organizations, in United Nations, in Europe, and as you know that during the last period, for example, President Abdel al-Sisi in his foreign in his foreign visits to the European countries and to the Asian countries, adopted the Palestinian issues and the solutions of the two states. This is, as you know, that Egypt at the same time helped the Palestinian even in last year with the humanitarian aid and medical aid and many relief for the Palestinian people, and they are still, I think they are still calling for reconstructing of Gaza. This is the main point, if they reach it to a final deal.
We hope so. Mr. Abdellatif Wahba, the journalist, thank you very much for talking to us on Nile TV. And Israel carried out airstrikes in Lebanon, targeting areas in the east and south, according to Lebanese state media, with the Israeli military saying it hit Hezbollah targets, including smuggling routes along the border with Syria. The Israeli military said it has struck a number of targets it had presented to ceasefire monitors as threats. Israel carried out airstrikes in Lebanon, targeting area in the east and south, according to Lebanese state television media, with the Israeli military saying it hit Hezbollah targets, including smuggling routes along the border in Syria. The airstrikes placed further strain on a fragile ceasefire between Israel and the Iran-backed militant group that came into effect on November 27th. Lebanon's state-run national news agency said that Israel aircraft targeted the outskirts of Jonta in the eastern Baalbek region.